spirits having human experiences. It's a battle between good and evil. We're not just people, we're souls, right? So deep inside of us, Solomon said God wrote eternity on our hearts. After, the acronym is Advancing Felons Toward Essential Resources. I developed that a few years back. And really out of necessity, because the demand for services is incredible. It basically gives everybody that would come to the county, would be our first stage of developing, proving that before we take it to the state. And that would essentially give 100 people a month a fair chance at housing, jobs, transportation, and support system. And those are what I call the basic resources in that program that we would afford each one of them. The benefit of that, I'm certain, would reduce recidivism, first county-wide and then statewide, by providing resources. You rebuild a life. These men get their dignity back. Their self-esteem grows. They start believing. You know, they get some money in their pocket. And these men with some resources have restored their value to each of them, and then they're able to move forward. Less likely they'll get back in trouble.
You know, when you endeavor to trust someone to help you maneuver through a difficult time in your life, that's a real special relationship, that you would put your trust in someone who would help you through those times. The relationship factor with Nest Ministries is finishing the parenting process for these men, because they, in so many ways, are still kids, because they did not receive good, sufficient nurturing and parenting.
The devastating nature of that is they've lost everything. You see, that doesn't give you a chance to really recover or maintain or hold on to anything you had. So by the time you finish a sentence, right, and you come out, you've likely, not only did you just lose everything tangible, there went your job, career, whole thing, but you've likely lost any support system. People die. They give up, they move on, they remarry. By the time you come out, that's kind of an orphan in a way. It's a really unique situation, and the state will give you $50 when you exit the unit where you were incarcerated, and then you receive another $50 when you arrive at the local parole office within 24 hours. So there's a life, man, that's decimated, that's destroyed, that's not just damaged. There's a difference.
And sometimes you can try too soon to reconcile something, and you haven't grown where you need to grow in order to do that. And I think that's one of the pieces that Jeff helps them work through, before you go back and before you stick your nose through that fence and the cat goes whap, you make sure that you've done what you need to do to be ready to go back to reconcile. And it doesn't mean it's going to be what it once was, because we can't go back. So to reconcile means being ready to go back and know that it will be different, but it can be better than where it is right now and where you are. That's how I look at reconciliation. It'll never be the same. A lot of water under the bridge.
This is all a mist and a vapor. But redemption, that's forever, man. You go back in behind enemy lines and rescue an old man coming out of jail. You know what prison is? It's a safety net over hell. That's it. You got one more chance, man. If this door opens up and you fall through that, sir, I'm sorry. That's forever. But if you can walk out of that gate, praise God. Right? So it's going into the pit of hell to rescue and redeem a lost soul, oftentimes eager to hear, receptive, willing, but damaged, tainted. So warped in ways, so on and so forth. However, the challenge in that, to see someone come from the brink of hell, from that safety net that saved them, to walk out and see that life turn around. And my hope is, Gary, that it can inspire others. There's so many people in need, man. I think we've all been through plenty at this point, you know. How many people are about redeeming the pain, making something useful out of it? If our stories help people, inspire them at least to turn back around and give the devil hell in this deal, and help some people just like yourself that's going through other stuff, then that would be the remaining target I have in my calling, to hopefully inspire some others to do just that.
Please contact Eagles Nest Ministries to partner, volunteer, or make a donation and help us offer hope through change, one life at a time. eaglesnestconroe.com